number. You'll get on the streets. Yeah.
So
Then accept it. All right. We got to get back into the weeds, back into the sauce. We were talking about. I was talking about how my girlfriend has unresolved trauma from her past, and like sometimes it rears its ugly head in the form of anxiety, and yeah.
well, I thought it was.
In
I was giving you leading questions because I was curious of how you deal with it, because the way that you were rationalizing it was the exact same way I do when I get in those situations with people. And Tiffany and I, obviously the person you spend the most time with is where you're going to be unfolding all those things, right? But the exact thing that you described and the way that you were looking at it, like, I know that me telling you something rational right now is going to do nothing.
Oh, you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's no bridge between us of
yeah.
Coherent communication.
Not until you calm down.
Right.
So I would always default to, all right, hey, I'm not going to have this conversation right now. Fucking meltdown city, dude.
Yeah, that same, because...
And I'm like, dude, and I'll even try to explain, like, hey, it's not to be rude. I'm not saying this is not important and we won't talk about it. I just don't think there's much to gain from talking about it right now. Let's take a break. Let's reset. We'll come back to this when everybody's calm back into it. And when someone's in that mode, dude, they don't want to do that.
No. Yeah, because we've even, in, like, cooler states of mind, been like, all right, so what are we going to do if this happens again?
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do is we should just kind of step away from it and then come back when we're, like, kind of cooled off. And in those moments, she's like, yeah, totally, I think that's the best thing to do. And as soon as we get there, it's like, all right, I'm going to walk away. What? You know, it's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Didn't we plan on this? And but yeah.
It's fucking
it's
crazy,
recognizing that they're not in a rational space, so that strategy does not work.
Which is, like, what strategy is going to work then if when you get to that point, you've lost everything?
I think I'm still trying to work it out, but my strategy, most updated, is, like, just don't feed it. Like, she's on fire, don't feed it, you know? I don't know I'm just going to, if she's going to say some crazy shit to me, let it be said. And just, I don't take it personally, because I know it's like, okay, you're coming from, like, anxiety land right now, so I'm just like, okay, what else, you know? And just let her, and then that did work. That, like, when I got home, I could tell that she had boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going to come with the complete opposite of that energy. You know? And it kind of worked at first, you know? She's like...
You can't be evasive to it, though.
You can't.
Because you know they want to bring it up. So staying away from it...
No, I didn't be evasive. I said, so here's how the exact situation played out. I was like, so do you want to talk about, like, what happened earlier? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. Then I just went. I went in the other room because I just kind of felt like painting. I'm like, I want to paint. I'll let her kind of lay here and process whatever she needs to process. And so I did, and then I came back. She said she wasn't feeling great. And I was like, well, how about I tell you how I'm feeling and how I feel about that situation, as a way to be like, then that kind of gives her permission to kind of start doing the same. I'm like...
And at least not place you're not making it her issue to describe it or work through it. Because a lot of times I don't think people want to do that. That's a good tactic.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know, I'm like off to do this.
And, you know, I never think of that, because I could care less whether we talk about it or not, because I know it wasn't my problem to talk about. So,
yeah.
I'm always in the headspace like, you want to You want to sit down and talk about the crazy shit that just unfolded for no reason? No. Oh, all right, fuck it. Never mind.
Yeah, and I was
But
like,
that's not the end of it.
Right.
So it doesn't really solve anything. It just makes me feel better. Like, all right, fuck it. We're on your time.
And as it was happening when I was driving out, like it was irritated. It did irritate me. But then like 30 minutes later, I'm just like, whatever. When I got home, I basically I had no residual like emotional.
Yeah, you were over it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm cool, like. So I was in a good place to like navigate things.
I fuck up because I know I've seen it enough times and unpacked it enough times where I know now the signs of it happening. Similar to what you're just saying, you know what I mean? You saw it coming, like, oh shit, it's one of these.
This is really the struggle of men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, but I start laughing. And that's the absolute worst thing. What's funny? Oh, Buck. Nothing.
There's something fucking funny. Yeah.
But because I just see it and I'm like, oh, fuck, dude.
It is absurd.
It's about to be one of these.
Yeah.
And the only time I've felt like I've been that overcome with any type of emotional thing where I'm just, not listening to anything, it was like a steroid freak out, dude. Like a full on, I'm on way too much shit that does not cooperate with each other well.
Flipping tables.
I'm very good about not turning it into physicality.
That's awesome.
If I got one thing going for me,
that's awesome.
That's it.
Good for you, man. A lot of guys struggle with that.
Oh, for sure. I think a lot of dudes, because they can't process their emotional state very well.
It's gotta come out somehow.
So they're just like, I'm gonna
punch a wall.
I'm gonna do something that's powerful, right? Because that's why dudes don't like to cry.
Yeah.
Because crying is weakness, but anger and massive amounts of aggression.
Yeah.
That's never looked at for some reason in society. That's almost praised. If you look at history in general, men just doing drastic shit and just like fucking start killing people. Nobody's like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like that's like, oh, it's always met with a certain level of respect. You have not that you respect them for doing it, but you have to respect the power they're bringing to the table and be like, holy fuck, we should all just stay back. Somebody starts crying, that doesn't demand any respect. It's like, dude, you're being a bitch.
I don't know. Is it respect? I don't know that I see it that way. I know what you're getting at.
Do you respect someone with a gun to your head? I'm not saying you respect them as a person. You're respecting the amount of damage that can come from the situation.
It's acknowledgement of like, oh, now you've escalated it into a different place, into a physical place.
Well, now it's
and so now the consequences are higher.
You're respecting the consequences.
I am going to chill out in acknowledgement of that space,
Of like, this could end really fucking badly.
I don't know if respect is the word I would choose, but I know what you're saying.
I'm not respecting the person.
Yeah. I know what you're getting at.
The situation and what could come out of it.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
So I think that's why a lot of men deal with things like that, because
a guy loves to put a hole in the wall.
I don't know. Society just, when you see random acts of like something super powerful, it's never looked down on. It's wildly inappropriate.
Well, it will put an abrupt end to a lot of situations, like if you're in
sometimes, yeah.
Or it will just escalate it into a new territory.
Well, if you have someone that's willing to meet and match that level,
right?
Now you're fucked. Now we're in a whole match.
That's what I'm always trying to avoid, is like the tit for tat. It starts to escalate and move upwards.
Yeah, I think I don't want to get too far off into this, but that's a big turning point, I think, for a lot of men when they realize. That's how you know when people are insecure, because they're trying to prove by doing something drastic. I'm going to prove to you how deadly, how crazy I can be. When you have the guy that's calm and sitting in the corner who's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. That's usually the guy that's like, I will fuck you up. Mm-hmm. And I know that I'll fuck you up. But where does that put me?
Right.
Now I'm in jail. Now I'm getting sued. I have things to lose. I don't want to put myself in that situation. I carry a gun 98% of the time. If I'm not at the house, it's on me.
Mm-hmm.
Period. People look at those people like, oh, you're just itching to get in it. No, dude. It's the exact opposite. I am much more polite because I know it's always up on my end. Like, if it has to go there, I'll handle it the way I know how to handle it. But what does that put me into? Now I'm going to court. I just fucking killed somebody.
What comes out of this
is not what I wanted. This was not a pissing match that I won. This is, I had to protect myself. I had to protect my family or someone around me from someone doing something that was not okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time that thing will ever come out. But that's never the situation you want to be in.
Right,
Like when people train martial arts and they're like, why don't you just fuck, oh, you're probably not scared to, somebody talk shit to you at the gas station, you just fuck them up. No, you don't. Because you know.
Yeah.
And then what are lawyers going to do? Oh, you train? Oh, you're a black belt? You know exactly what you're doing, and you hurt this poor guy who didn't know what they're going to victimize the shit out of that guy and make you look like a monster. Oh, you carry a gun every day? You were in the military? You have extreme military training with a weapon? You knew you shouldn't do that. That's what they're going to do to you.
Well, yeah, and like, you have a collected confidence in your ability to handle that situation, so you're not...
Which is back to the original point.
So
the people that are the loudest are usually
like,
the most scared, the most insecure, and they're trying to prove so they don't have to actually prove.
It's like when you start yelling at a bear. Get out of here, bear.
Except for some reason, in nature that works. Like the bear's like, fuck.
Yeah.
That is what.
Sometimes that does work, between people. Like if someone's acting, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I'll back off from someone who seems in a different world of crazy. I'm like, I have no idea what that person's capable of. They might try to kill me because I don't even know.
Oh, I'm not saying they won't.
Right, but like some people do just go for straight aggressive craziness.
But that is not a determining factor of what they're actually capable of.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? That's the only point I'm trying to make.
But what they're capable of rationalizing,
Maybe, or maybe it's all a front, and when you actually get them to that point,
and most of the time it is a front.
Yes.
Because if you actually confront somebody who's like over-escalating, they're not used to being confronted after those moments, and then when you do, they kind of like immediately back down.
Yeah, it's not a comfortable place for them.
Yeah.
But someone who is comfortable in those situations, they're not causing a scene. They're not loud. They're not anything. That's the dude that you're like, maybe just not do that.
Right.
But fuck, how do we get off on that?
I don't know. We were talking about the situation, how we navigated it. I was trying to rationalize it. I did want to say too, though, I noticed it's such a tricky situation, and I'm usually throughout my life have been just pretty level-headed. Like I don't get overly invested very often or overly emotional in an argument, but that has historically pissed off people who are pissed off, because like then it's... So we were talking earlier about holding up the mirror.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm not getting like over emotional, but they are. And now they're feeling...
I don't even think it goes
upset about...
I don't think it's that deep.
It might not be, but it is like triggering when I
think they're getting upset and bringing it to an emotional space, because that's the place they want to do battle.
Right, but I'm not going there.
You're not.
And that's
you're refusing.
pissing them off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you see these crazy videos of these fucking green-haired fucking weirdos that are just losing their shit and just not even acting like human beings, and you're like,
screaming.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Barking.
They're trying. That's the only thing they have. They're not winning an argument with logic. They're not going to do any of that. Yeah. So as soon as that piece is off the table, what do they have left? What am I good at? Getting fucking angry.
Yeah.
The louder I yell, the more right I am. No.
Yeah.
And when people are just like, all right, dude, I'm not engaging with that. It's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
They get even more mad. Like, well, look, the higher you go, it's not going to change me any. So what are you going to do? And that's when it usually switches to physicality. That's all they have left now.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to make you.
Right.
Okay. I would love for you to jump that fucking bridge.
Right.
Because as soon as you do, now I have permission to fuck you up.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell the kids all the time, because they're kids, so they do the same thing. I don't know how to handle my emotions. You're not listening to me. This is all building up. And they hit somebody. They hit each other. They fucking do something mean. They kick the chair. Anything that's an emotional outburst through a physical realm. And that's when I immediately, you just gave that person permission to turn around and fuck you up. Is that what you really were looking for?
You brought it there, yeah.
Because as soon as you bridge that gap of words to physical, it's open. It's fair game, dude. Say whatever you want. I don't care how bad it is. The worst shit you can think of.
Yeah.
And they can do the same. But as soon as someone touches you, you better destroy them. Like, as fast as possible. No fucking mercy until they are done and no longer a threat, not moving or refuse to get up. Okay. Don't fucking touch me. That's it. You have free speech in America. You don't have free hitting.
Yeah.
You do not have that right. You can say anything you want to somebody right to their face.
Yeah.
And as soon as they cross that line, okay, you've entered a new game.
Right.
Where a lot of things are possible and legal. And then it's just articulation in court of how that's going to go.
Right.
So I try to tell them the same shit, man. It's like, dude, I don't care how mad you are. You're not going to be the first one to do that. Right. If you see someone is getting ready to do that to you, you may want to be the first one to do it so you're not the victim of it, because if they get a good shot, you're fucked.
Right.
So I'm not saying don't ever be the guy to throw the first punch. If someone's getting intensely in your space,
yeah,
and you know physical's coming, you might as well get the upper hand as fast as you can.
Yeah. Lordy.
Yeah. But back to the original, I just thought it was cool that you guys were at least working into those things, and how closely your thought process was aligned with mine when I get in those situations.
Yeah, I just think it's a typical thing because men are just more logical.
That's hard for me to fucking grasp.
It is hard for me to grasp too. Like, it's hard for me to...
I've been emotional. I've been overcome with emotion.
But I mean, our strategies for overcoming whatever situation is a logical...
So you think it'll never be fixed?
I mean, I think men and women process information differently.
I mean, but in a relationship where you guys keep doing this...
Oh, no, it's come a long way, and it continues to get better.
Because we are even now in this boat now together, and I explained it to Tiffany one time when she was just not dropping it, and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to participate. We need to talk about this. I agree. Not right now. When? Whenever you're not doing that.
You know,
whenever we're not here, that's when I'll do it.
Yeah.
And it is like, I want to talk about it now. I'm like, you can if you want. I'm not going to respond, and I'm not going to have the conversation yet. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready for whatever my reasons are for being not ready.
Yeah.
You don't dictate that. I do. I'm not having it. That's the only way in those times that I've felt that I can keep myself calm, is to refuse the conversation.
Yeah.
But she has then expressed to me that makes her so fucking mad that I'm unwilling to communicate with her. But I'm doing it for her benefit, because the shit you're about to say is not anything that needs to be said.
And you know what's strange about my situation? So all my strategies weren't really working. She didn't want to talk. And so I let her be. Maybe if I just let her, process, that'll be fine. No, it just kind of left her to kind of sink deeper into her frustrations.
Yeah.
And I can tell she's grappling with it. Like, she's trying to remain a reasonable person, but also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I went to go help out my friend, I forgot, I told her I was going to go get groceries, and I forgot, because it was kind of like a spontaneous, I just left the house. And
you did this.
So then when I got home, I'm like, hey, did you want me to go get some groceries real quick? Because I don't mind. And she's like, no.
Wait. So you guys had the little issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were giving her time to cool off, and then you just got up and left?
No. I'm sorry. So I left to go help my friend.
Yeah.
We had a phone conversation.
Yeah.
And then I didn't speak to her again until I got home.
Yes.
But before I left to help my friend, I was supposed to get groceries. I told her like the day before I was going to get groceries.
Okay.
And I had forgotten.
Because of all the things that transpired. And then, so you helped him, you came straight home.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so I was like, hey, I'm sorry I forgot to get the groceries. Did you want me to go right now? It was like 9 o'clock, so the grocery store was only open for like another hour. And she's like, no. And I'm like, all right. So she must have already like figured out, she ate something. And I know I'm cool. Like if I actually am desperate for food, like there's stuff, it's just not non-ideal food. So then, like an hour or so later, things are starting to cool off, and she's like, I'm hungry.
This is how they always get us.
Motherfucker. And I'm like, did you want me to go to the grocery store? And she's like, well, clearly you didn't want to.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, what is this trap?
Yeah.
I asked you. You know what I mean? So, and then I actually did express some frustration. I got kind of pissed off. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. And I just like walked away. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. I don't know why now you just want me to be upset with you, And when that happened, it started to cool off.
What?
Once I expressed my frustration and things escalated, then it gave her a reason to de-escalate. I'm not saying that that's advice or that that's going to work for other people or that's going to work for me in another situation, but in that situation, once I was clearly frustrated, then she was able to like backpedal.
That's not cool though.
Yeah, I didn't think it was cool either.
Because that means that that's her requirement, is to piss you off. She needs you to stoop to the same level she's at in order to deal with it. Now, mature people deal with their problem. And you've offered every solution and every way to deal with it. But she didn't want to deal with it in a rational place. She wanted to deal with it in an emotional place. So as soon as you became into the emotional place, she was cool dealing in that arena.
What happened was like she pissed me off, and I was like, I told her like she's like trapping, like setting up a situation to feel like justified in saying like, oh, you didn't do this and you said you were going to. I'm like, yeah, and then it was like, oh, how come like she's like, oh, how come like every time like I bring up anything it gets turned on me, and I'm like, all right, we're back, right?
Dude, it's hilarious to hear these because they're all identical.
I know.
This is how the woman brain works.
Yeah.
This is just this is the trick they got.
Yeah, and then when that happened, I was like, fuck, like I escalated it. I was trying not to. So then I jumped so hard in the opposite direction. I was like, I'm just going to listen to her. Because now however it occurred, I'm happy that at least now she's talking.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to let her talk. Because that's what I was trying to get to happen the whole time, right? So once she started talking, then I just started listening. I was like, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't being like passive aggressive or like, I was just like, awesome. All right. What else? And then that's when things calmed down. But yeah, it was those situations are just ridiculous.
Well, it's funny that you said that once it's cooled, you come up with a strategy for this to not happen again.
Yeah, and it's not going to work.
We're going to see, dude, because we just did this.
Mm-hmm.
Where I said something at the table. She said something, and I said something back thinking it was a joke. It was not taken well.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh. As soon as I saw it not be a joke, I immediately was like, hey, that obviously didn't go over with you the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I did not mean it like how you're taking it. That was not my intent. So I don't want that to be like, I don't want it to have to go any further than this or whatever. But I think it did.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah, you did it.
You lit the fuse.
So then something, she fired back with something and then wanted to claim like, oh, I was just joking like you were. I'm like, no, you're doing that. So as soon as I hit that point,
so then there's intentions and you're like, well, yeah, come on.
Yeah, mine really was.
Well, that's the male rational is like, okay, well, I had an intention that was a lot different than yours.
Yeah.
And that's where I think they're not.
And then I apologized ahead of time. Like, I could see from your face that did not go the way I thought it was going to go. So if it didn't hit the way I wanted it to, I'm sorry. I did not mean it like that. It was really meant like this.
This is the real jujitsu. Fucking emotional jujitsu.
So that's how the whole thing fucking started. And then, oh, it's okay for you to joke, but not me. I'm like, you weren't really joking. You're wrapping this real shitty thing you just tried to pull off as a joke because you said a punchline right after it. That doesn't make the whole scenario thing an actual joke like mine was, but it was just not tactful apparently.
As if if you did take it like a joke, that would have been acceptable to her anyway. You know what I mean?
So I was like, okay. And then it went on from there. She was talking about whatever, right? And that's when I realized like, oh fuck, we're here. We're in one of these. So I just told her like, all right, I'm not gonna participate. Like, I'm not gonna have that conversation right now until we're back to good.
Yeah.
And that's when it got worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I can't win if I participate. I can't win if I choose not to participate. What the fuck do you do?
What's hard in my situation, a difficult part was we had this phone conversation that we stepped away from, and then when I got home, she was still in those feelings, right? But she was also like back to some version of reality. But even if she can be more reasonable in her thinking, she's still emotionally in that space.
Yeah.
That space needs closure. Like, as human beings, we need closure.
I agree.
And we will try to get it. You know what I mean? So
when usually, for Tiffany at least, it's usually like she wants it to end with some kind of like physical affection and like close it out that way.
Same with Jess.
Like, hey, all right, I'm sorry. Like, come here. It's good.
Hug it out.
Yeah. That's the last fucking thing on my mind when you've ramped me up.
Yeah.
If you've got me to a place where I have to like, I'm leaving. I'm going to isolate myself from the situation. I'm not doing this right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to fucking hug you.
Right.
The only physical things that come from that place are harm, not hug. Like, that's not going to happen. So it's a hard ass fucking thing to figure out.
You're not in that realm where that's even a considerable option.
No. And if I'm doing it, you're going to feel my energy as not wanting to do this.
And that's what Jess wants too. And I did remember that finally in that moment. Like, when I sat down after I got, irritated, and then she started talking. As she's talking, I'm like, oh, right, I should hug her. Because I think she's just feeling distressed, And I did. And she started crying. And that's when things calmed down.
That was the release of it?
Yeah. It was like she had all this frustration, and it was coming out in the wrong ways because she didn't know how to channel those feelings,
Yeah.
But when I hugged her, reminded her that I tried to get ahead of it, right? Because like I said before, like, I know she's going to be beating herself up about all this stuff.
She doesn't need the extra.
And so I hugged her, and I'm just like, listen, I love you no matter what. Like, say whatever you need to say. I'm still gonna love you. You know, however the situation unfolds, like, I'm still gonna love you. Everything's fine. Nothing actually happened. We're cool. And it was cool after that.
And that's good that it went that way. But I always want just that little bit extra of like, now can we look at this and see how this started?
Now you want closure.
That's the closure I want is for this to never happen again. I don't need emotional closure.
No, it's going to happen again.
I need closure that like, all right, we're cool. Now let's discuss it. See how this happened? See this? Next time you get to this point, you need to understand, oh, this is irrational. But I don't know that that's an option for them.
It is not an option.
Fuck.
And every situation, honestly, is so unique that the strategies you try to build, you'll find out when the next situation comes up, it's a little bit different enough that your strategy is not going to work.
Not perfectly. It's not going to perfectly align.
Yeah.
That's why logic works so good. For everything.
Yeah.
Except emotion.
I know, these situations between men, so much easier.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of the time, anyways.
Well, I mean, if you look at, traditionally, like the way men have altercations, it's either logic prevails and there's a third party involved that has no reason to be involved and is like, dude,
come on.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's correct. And you're like,
fuck, I'm an idiot.
Fuck you. I still don't like it.
Or you fist fight and then hug it out.
That's the only way. Or somebody went physical because they couldn't express themselves correctly. And at the end of that, you end up respecting that person.
Yeah, you're like, hey, man, sorry about... Yeah. Isn't that hilarious?
Dude, some of the best friends I had, like, growing up in school...
resulted in a fight.
The way that we met was us fighting each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're pretty cool, dude. Whatever.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a respect thing, like you both met there and you both did it, so it was whatever, but... yeah, the strategies to avoid is funny that you said that because... we set one, and I've been not like, oh, I'm waiting for another fight so we can test it out. I don't want that to happen.
So yeah,
but I am interested how it will go because how we ended it, how she said that she hates when I just say I'm no longer participating. She's like, it makes me feel like the fucking lowest of the low, like just can't even talk to you.
Well, yeah, you're kind of leaving her out there in her emotional island, and you're like, I'm gonna get on my boat and leave
because it's fucking crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable place to be, and I don't want to be there. You know?
It's not my problem. Yeah. I'm not doing the uncomfortable shit.
I'm continuously trying to keep myself level, and if you're like trying to pull me onto crazy land, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, and that's what I do with everybody. That's how I handle everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing some wild shit. I'm going that way, dude. No. I don't want to. You can have it. I don't want it.
Yeah,
you do it with them, and they're like, fucking lose it. So she said, can we develop some kind of warning system that before you tell me that, you tell me like, hey, this is one of those times where I feel like you're a little ramped up, and I'm going to pull myself out of the situation. And I'm like, you realize that like I didn't say that verbatim, but that's what I did. I tried to tell you rationally, hey, I said sorry. I didn't mean for the joke to come off shitty like that. It obviously was not well received. I saw that it wasn't well received, knew that this is where we were headed, and I tried to get ahead of that and say, hey, I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
But it still didn't go good. So what option was I left with? And they have nothing at that point to tell you. Like,
no, but like once...
yeah, there's nothing, but...
you told your joke, it was received wrong. So then... she steps into defense mode.
Yeah.
Once you're in defense mode, you're looking for attacks.
Yes.
So then when you say like, let's just step away from this, that feels like an attack. It just feels like another attack.
How?
Because it's like,
how come doing nothing does not do anything until we've thought about this?
Because now you're maybe it feels like
damn,
you're being...
we need to go get Tiffany in here.
Right.
We need a woman's perspective.
For real. I know. If I think if Jess were here, she'd just kind of be cracking up. Yeah. Because when we're not in that emotional space, it's just like, it doesn't even seem like it's possible, you know?
I know. That's what's so weird, that when it happens, you're like, what? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And by the time you realize that, it's too late. You're in it.
Because I've done the same thing where you come up with the strategy. I've tried it 3 different occasions, and on no occasion has it worked. Where it's like, hey, we discussed this, you know, and we agreed that the optimal thing was for me to separate, and it's just, that is the most offensive thing in that moment. It's like, how could you? I kind of get it. Like, it's like, how could you leave me?
No, it's
to feel this way.
It's a fucking power move, is what they see it as.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is what it is.
It is. Yeah.
I'm claiming my ability to not engage if I don't want to. That's my freedom of choice.
Because then it's like, fuck you, dude. You get to be the emotionally mature one out of this.
What the fuck is that?
You know, it's like, that's
so
not
maybe
okay.
It's the mirror thing again, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, oh, you're just gonna fucking walk away. You're just gonna admit that I'm at a lower place than you and fucking take the high road.
Yeah,
and just
you're
get out
so
of here.
great. Oh man, it's like, maybe you gotta separate yourself from the situation in a way that doesn't make you seem
good.
Yeah, you gotta like stomp your feet on your way out or something.
Well, apparently
you know?
that fucking works, dude. Yeah. As soon as you got mad about the grocery store, I was like, got his ass back here.
Yeah.
Now we're both shitty and we can finish this conversation.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
And I think that's what it was. That's what I was trying to get at earlier, was because there was a gap in the communication with the phone and the coming back. It's like, how do we get back into that space of frustration to continue the conversation? Because
that's so fucked up, though.
It is.
That we have to go into frustrated to have a conversation. They can't come out of frustrated to have the conversation. And when the fuck is that going to change?
It's a lot harder to remove yourself from negative emotions.
Obviously not. We do it all the time.
Well,
dude, she got me worked up that day, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm out.
So and then
I have like circuit breakers, and as soon as I hit them, I'm like, oop. Oh, you don't want that one. You don't want the other side of that, so I'm just going to turn that switch off, and I'm going.
And here's another...
I've done it a few times, dude. We had like...
Yeah.
They're usually alcohol-fueled. Because then you're already irrational and stupid and fucking shit just falls out of your mouth, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
So, dude, I've straight up like...
You get
excited.
All right,
if this is how the energy's going to be in here because I refuse to talk about it, I don't even want to sleep in this bed right now because I can feel your anger and like you're not asleep. You're not gonna go to sleep. You're just staring at me.
Yeah, she's
like
pumping you full of cortisol.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna go sleep on the couch. Pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking. I'm like, dude. Then she'll follow me out to the couch. I'm like,
she needs you to feel her rage.
Follow me out there, and I'm like, hey, if you're gonna follow me, I'm gonna leave. Like you're gonna force me into a place where I have to physically leave this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the worst. But I've been on some 5 mile fucking 2 a.m. hikes around here, dude. Because I will at some point. Like, you're not going to respect my space, I'm going to walk out the fucking back door. Where are you going?
Of course,
anywhere. I don't know. But I'm going to take my phone, listen to music.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get myself
I know.
Right,
like, it's so confusing because it's like, listen, either we sit here and resolve this right here, right now, or I remove myself. And that's my way of resolving it.
Temporarily.
But I'm not going to sit here and just like
be pissed with you. I'm not doing that.
Breathe in the anger fumes, like, you know. Yeah.
Wow, dude, I didn't know anybody else dealt with this. Seems like everybody's dealing it.
I was gonna say, you know, Jordan Peterson brings up the fact that the difference between men and women in conflict is like, as men we condition ourselves in a sense that like conflict between men can escalate to physicality, right? So we learn to kind of like pump the brakes and cool things down in a different way.
Oh, interesting.
Like, but that risk doesn't really occur between women. But between women, it escalates to like psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Right?
We talk about that a lot. Kenzie asked me about that all the time. Like, why do guys in school, they just like, they get mad and they fight? But girls get mad and they just try to like ruin your whole life.
Yeah,
she's
dude,
a whore. They edit fucking pictures of you to like put on the internet. I'm like, God, yeah, you guys are fucking something else, dude. I'd rather get punched in the face than somebody just haunt me forever and allow me to not have any friends and make up all kinds of horrible shit about me. Like, I don't know why you guys do that, but
there's a Louis C.K. joke where he was like, yeah, you piss off a guy and he might break your arm or something crazy, but your arm will heal. But like you piss off a girl, she'll break your soul. Like
I don't know. Yeah,
she'll destroy your spirit. You know, I'm like, fuck.
I much prefer the physical pain.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
But it's accurate, and everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm. It is. I had a really hard time with conflict. You know, when I was younger, my dad was the kind of person that was just like, don't speak unless you're spoken to, which, by the way, you never get spoken to. And any sort of response to his anger was talking back.
Yeah.
So, like, I wasn't even able to, like,
but argue. Not responding is like, you fucking hear what I said?
Right. I can't. Right.
Am I supposed to know what you said?
Like, it is not permitted for me to defend myself.
Right.
So that created a crazy anxiety in me in situations where people are kind of verbally coming at me and it's like up to me to defend myself. But more specifically, it's like when I realize I have a keen awareness of where someone's head's at. Like I said with my girlfriend, I'm like, oh, we're in this space now. Now I know I can't.
You're exceptional at picking up on the transitions of that energy.
Yeah, I know when reasonability is out the window. I know the moment.
So this is another one of those things that we talked about from childhood.
Yes,
you develop ways
right
to survive in your environment.
But that would give me insane anxiety when I realize, fuck, like now we can't communicate. That's my strongest tool. But if I can't reason with you, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I would just like, I mean, like my heart would start racing and I would just like be like stuck, like fucking cannot compute in moments like that where I just don't really know what my next move should be. So then when I started working at the restaurant and the guy who owned it was just the most unreasonable, irrational person, quick to anger, quick to say something terrible that I've ever met, you know? When I first started working there, he came at me in a way that caused that physiological response. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, dude? And I'm like, I gotta get on top of that.
And you saw it. In that moment, you saw it as like, this is not okay.
I gotta fix this. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna become the master at dealing with this fucking asshole.
That's cool.
And I did. Like, I figured it out, you know, for myself. Because, like, I'm like, people like this are in the world, and I need to be able to, like, stand my ground and not freak out in these moments. So I just have to confront this situation with this guy. So that was super helpful.
What did you find? What is the correct way to diffuse that?
With him, it was just like honesty. like non-escalation, honesty, like confrontational honesty, I guess. Would totally like
he wasn't used to being spoken to like that?
He was not used to being confronted at all, and he was not used to honesty. So when I was just like...
kind of par for the course for those kind of people, I think.
If I said something like, you wonder why like you have a hard time getting employees in here? It's because of your attitude. It's because of the way you treat people, you know? And then it's just like, what? You know, it's all of a sudden his whole...
But I can't imagine that was like, wow, you know, Jeremy, I never thought of that. Thanks for bringing that up. I can't imagine that's how it went.
No, because his pride is on the line. Right. He's a prideful person.
That's the only people that do that. Yeah, it's the ones that have the massive ego, and
And he would. So at first, when I started doing that, he would sidestep it somehow. He'd find a way to put together some bullshit explanation as to why he's not in the wrong.
Mm.
But then I would anticipate that and build him into a box where he has no excuse.
Yeah, you can only hit so many walls before you realize you just came from that direction and now I can't go back.
But like all the aggression and the rage and the confrontation, bull in a china shop attitude, immediate stop. Right? And then he's just panicking, trying to figure out how to relieve himself of being responsible,
because that's really what it is,
for his own emotions,
just avoiding the responsibility.
Yeah, he doesn't want that.
I mean, it seems like despite all of his rage, he was still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like, as you were saying that, I'm like, oh man, that fits perfect.
The perspective I got is like, at first I thought this guy is an asshole.
You're not wrong.
No. And then later I thought, this guy's really sensitive. And he gets easily overwhelmed by negative emotions. And when he's responsible, he's the most overwhelmed. And the way that he deals with that is through anger. And so then I took pity on him. Because I thought like, oh, it's not as simple as you're an asshole. A lot of people called this guy a narcissist. Maybe. But what I saw is a child.
I was just going to say, what does that all sound like?
Mm-hmm.
A child. And
you're a child and these are tantrums.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why? Why are they present in adult life? Because no one
dealt with it,
told you or showed you how to deal with these emotions correctly.
And so this is a guy, and you were speaking to like how now you're trying to backpedal from the go do mentality, right?
Me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to backpedal from that, staying continuously busy, constantly preoccupied with building a thing, and that's what takes your attention. So when I looked at this guy's life too, I'm like, oh, this guy, he owns like 5 businesses, and he spends every day bouncing between them, managing and trying to. He's got his couple pages of to-do list every day, and he's got tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And at what point in his life, as it is now, how much time does he have to sit down and self-reflect and like
you have
reconsider?
You're not going to do it because it's... Yeah, I get in those frenzies where I'm so busy. I get stressed out if my list is empty.
Right, and
I wake up that day and I'm like, I fucking check an app. My to-do list. Doop. Shit. There's only like 1 or 2 things on here and it's not really the right time to do it, or I don't have the materials for that yet and I'm waiting on something. Fuck.
Right.
I start feeling guilty that I'm not doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I almost said it earlier, I fucking held myself back, but you were like, I just feel like going to paint.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I have never even considered just going and feeling like doing something for myself that's just has no rhyme or reason. I just want to do it.
It's emotional release for me.
It probably is for everybody. We just don't do it anymore.
It's not considered. Because I still have I need to do something, but I want to do something that, one, it gives me something to do, so it resolves that need. But 2, it gives me an outlet emotionally so that I can like decompress what's going on in that situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're 36.
What year is it? 25, 35.
35? This guy's 50.
Yeah.
He's not changing. He's not changing because I say so.
That's not true. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be.
Well, you think about.
You could plant a seed for him. And that when it started growing, he'd be like, "Holy shit, I got some things to look at." That's not usually strong enough. But the whole reason I talked about having my mom on here is because she's finally doing it. And I am super curious as to what finally made you do it.
Right.
You've been making irrational running decisions your entire life into your... I think she's like 60 now.
Mm-hmm.
60. Yeah, 60. She'll be 61 this year. So I'm like sitting there like, what was it? What was... You know, they say that there's pain that hurts and there's pain that alters. Yeah. You're either like, ow, but it wasn't a big deal. You stub your toe, not a big deal. You cut your fucking hand off with a chop saw, guess who's not fucking around with saws anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like monumental change.
If you don't make the choice, at some point the choice is going to be made for you.
Yeah.
In that kind of a way.
Your
hand will be forced.
I'm super curious as to what it was, or what, congregation of things that came that was like, damn, I need to really look at this. Why? Why did you start asking yourself these hard questions? Why did you start asking why I do this instead of just doing it and reacting to the stimulus?
Yeah, I think for most people, you need to have your life at risk, like, so this guy, his days are going to be continuously consumed with the responsibilities that he's made for himself. That's kind of what we all get locked into, the responsibilities we make for ourselves, or whatever habits and routines that we set up for ourselves. But that becomes like the infrastructure of our lives. Like, if he wants to take steps towards positive change, it's going to require sacrifice, which is going to be destabilizing. He might have to let go or pass the responsibility of one of his businesses along to someone else. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, I explain it in a way that, like, there's a finite amount of time every day.
Yeah.
If you're really, really good at X, Y, Z, you're really, really good at fitness. You work out every day, so you're in really great shape. You dedicate a lot of time to meal prep and planning meals and doing all this shit, counting your macros, doing whatever to make sure you stay in really good shape.
Right.
And then you have a job.
Right.
And those are your things.
Right.
If you decide one day, I want to get really fucking good at, like, whatever it is, playing guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, those 3 activities that you're already awesome at is 100% of your day. Now you just added one. You can't add more time to the day. So which one of these things did you just become less efficient at?
Exactly.
But for some reason that really messes with our brains.
Yeah.
People can't accept, I'm probably going to gain 5 or 6 pounds because I'm not putting so much effort into my nutrition because I've allocated that 3 hours of meal prep time into playing my guitar every day because I want to get better at that. But then they see it as a fail. I'm failing these other things I've always been so good at. No, you just are strapped to the rules of the world. You have the same time everyone else has. You can't be 99% efficient at everything and then throw 5 more things in and keep that efficiency. There's not enough time.
I think one part of it is, like, you use the word like, oh, I'm failing at this thing. I think that idea of, like, I'm failing is a justification for a gut feeling, because I think we feel things and then name them, right?
Well, yeah, you try to come up with a way to tell someone else about it, I think.
You feel anger, and you say, then I am angry. But sometimes we name things incorrectly. But it's just like, and that's why, you go to therapy or something, and you're like, angry about what? And then you dig and you find out, oh shit, my childhood or something, right? Because it's like, it's a lot deeper than what we label it. So, and I think there's, like, we get physically used to the routines that we and structures we build for ourselves. So like when you change your routine, you have almost a physical sensation of like, what's wrong? Because something's different. And now it's like upsetting me that I'm doing something different than I'm used to doing all the time, you know? And then it's like I'm failing. But really it's just the difficulty of changing your routine.
I don't have problems personally changing the way that I do things or that. I have a problem with the results of things I've already been doing.
You have a problem with overambition?
It becomes less, and I'm not okay with losing in one aspect to gain in another. I want to like, okay, I've learned how to do this. This is the standard, 98%.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I'm going to go, now I want to learn something new. I've got this and I'm good with it. But I want to allocate another 25% of my time now to this because I'm really interested in that. Mm-hmm. And not think that this is going to sacrifice.
So then you have to rank order these things by value.
Yes.
But
I have so many that rank so highly in value. Even the ones that are most valuable, I'm already out of time. So where do you put anything else? You have to be cool. That fucks me up worse by placing value on it, because then I feel like I shouldn't be doing anything other than the things that are most valuable, which in some sense is true depending on where you place the value. Mm-hmm. Because then it's like, well, I want to learn this new cool thing, or oh, I'm really interested in doing this podcast. Mm-hmm. That would be so cool to do that. Mm-hmm. But what would I be doing right now if I wasn't doing this? There are things that are not getting done right this second.
Yeah.
And I have to be able to let that happen in my head. I have to be, hey, this is a journey that I want to embark on. This is valuable in my own way. And then it's, if you're not super secure with yourself or super into like believing in you, then it's other people you're doing what? You're sitting in your shed and talking to some other dude? Mm-hmm. That's more valuable than being out making money or doing work or doing this. And it's like, oh fuck, is it?
It's pretty
then
twisted.
You start changing your values to some jackass who just wants to say something about it. Like, yeah, fuck you. I don't care what you think. Like, I'm going to do what I feel is right for me to do right now.
There's a lot of like positive benefit that I think comes from watching and listening to people who are super motivated and get a lot of shit done, learning from their examples, adopting some of their methodologies. But it has gotten out of hand. And when I was working at that restaurant, because of the nature of that industry, a lot of like the servers and stuff we would hire were high school kids.
Yeah.
So I'm meeting this new generation of high school kids, and they're like miserable because they're not doing enough. I'm like, dude, you're 17? Like, how, like, you're a few years away still from like, you have no choice but to do. But like for right now, it's like, chill out, like attempt enjoyment of your life. Like there is a happy medium to be found, and I think a lot of people really struggle with finding that happy medium. What really helped me the other day? I feel stupid that I just keep bringing up Jordan Peterson, but I've just listened to so much of him. But he was saying how like some people struggle with essentially like the journey to become your ideal version of yourself. And the distance between who you are now and your ideal, for some people, is so great, it's like insufferable and paralyzing.
They don't even start the journey because it's like, that can never be happening.
And that's what I see happening. That's what I'm commenting on with these high school kids. I'm like, because you're young, of course you're far away from your ideal,
Yeah.
But to think that you're going to just go from A to Z in one fell swoop. It's just, it's self-defeating, and it's improbable. So his advice was like, reduce your ideal. Like, just at least to a point that it's attainable. And then you can readjust it along the way, but like, don't let it be something that's so distant that it's like soul crushing to even consider.
Yeah. I don't know if it was him. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I don't know if it was him or another person that's adopted the same philosophy, but he talks about setting goals that are like ridiculously easy.
Yeah, he talks about that too.
Is it him?
Yeah.
I think I'm like seeing him and hearing his voice when I'm thinking through this.
It's a therapeutic tactic.
When he was like, all right, hey, so what do you got to do today? We got to get up and you need to do a workout. And you consider the workout to be really difficult because you're 400 pounds and you're out of shape. So even getting to the gym and doing a workout is already, that's surpassed. You're like, dude, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what can you do today? Can we open the drawers to the dresser,
right,
and get the workout clothes out?
Right.
Yes. Okay, do that.
Yeah, that's the things. Like, what can you do that you would do?
Yeah.
Like, you got to be like realistic with yourself.
Which is crazy to think that that's the starting point. Dude, but for some people, that's the starting point. There was another guy that encouraged going to the gym and just walking in and leaving. Because a lot of people have like I get in there now, I gotta put out this massive effort, and I gotta do. He's like, no, you don't. Your body's fucked. You're sick. You're not used to this. Do not come in here and try to just go ham because now I gotta make up for lost time.
Right.
And then you're so sore you can't walk for a week. Guess who doesn't go back to the gym?
Right.
That guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was like, yeah, the first week we do 5 minutes a day. This dude was a personal trainer talking about this. He's like, I get clients that are big, 5 minutes. We're going to walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes. He's like, I drove all the way here to walk on that treadmill. Yeah. Yep. The second week, we're 10 minutes.
So then it's not a terrifying thing next time when he's like, oh, I got to go to the gym, but I don't want to do all that shit again. It's like, oh, I can do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. And 5 minutes was not bad. So now you do 10. I really struggle with this in the parenting aspect. Here, and what you were just talking about was difficult. It was difficult to hear that because me setting up the next generation, you're talking about my kids 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Someone in your position 10 years ago will be talking about my kid 5 years from now, right?
Right.
So, and I'm fucking doing that to them. I get annoyed watching them waste so much time because I feel like I don't have enough time.
Right.
So I start putting in like incentive programs to get them actively doing something. Like Ivan, if you let him play on that VR, dude, he'll fucking play it till it's dead. He'll plug it in and try to play it like that without moving his head too much and undoing the cord. And like he would live in virtual reality, dude.
Right.
He loves that shit that much.
Yeah.
So I had to put a stop to it because at some point he was doing this thing where he would like be talking to you and blink really hard. I'm like, what are you doing? What do you mean?
Been in fucking meta land.
Dude, having that little fucking screen this close to your face for hours on end probably isn't good for you. Tiffany started looking it up because we were like, what is he doing with this fucking, what is that? What are you doing? I don't know. What are you talking about? He didn't even know he was doing it.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit. But it's an adjustment strategy that your eyes are trying to refocus to a world that you haven't been into for hours. Like,
right.
Oh God, that can't be good for you. So we started looking it up. Sure as shit, there's already like a syndrome for parents that didn't give a fuck and didn't notice. Kids are getting all jacked up from it.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey dude, it's not that we don't like the game, it's not that you're doing anything wrong, but physical limitations of the body. This is not good for you to be strapped into that thing that long. We're doing an hour a day.
Yeah.
Max. Like that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. And then he started kind of getting involved in like wanting to do the YouTube thing and doing all that because he sees people making videos of the same game he's playing. The Oculus has a button you just hit record and it, boom, you can pull the video straight off of there. It's got audio, everything.
Right.
You can just, I'm like, dude, that'd be cool. That's at least starting a journey of something, and you learn a skill of navigating that digital world, right? Like of editing and putting in sound effects and doing all this shit. So then I start like getting on it, like, well, did you make a video today? Well, why not? Like, all you've done is just sit around and do nothing but watch YouTube, and then you fucking played your game, and then you're playing Roblox on the computer. And I don't believe I'm wrong in like hey, it can't just be TV, computer, VR, TV, computer, VR.
Right.
That's not healthy either. But what?
Right.
What are you going to tell your kid to go do when it's 116 out?
Right.
Well, I don't know. Go swim or something at the neighbor's house. Okay. Can I swim alone? Fuck. All right. Now, and then it's on me. And now I'm splitting my time to even facilitate them to do something. Mm-hmm. So there's so many issues that we keep running into. And it's just like, I come up with a strategy, we try it out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we need to balance like good health decisions with being lazy decisions. It's okay to play a game. It's okay to do these things. But it can't dominate. You can't have that massive lopsided thing. So I make a workout thing where it's like, okay, if you do, I'll set up a thing. Like, you have to do 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 10 pull-ups, 10 times through. So you end up doing like 100 of each, and that's the workout. Every time you do it 10 times each, you get an extra hour of like electronic time.
That's cool.
Was until I started like watching these workouts, and it was just like,
oh my god.
10. And I'm like, he'll come in and be like, yeah, I just did my workout, so I'm gonna do another hour. You're not even fucking sweaty. How did you just do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 pull-ups, and you have not one drop of sweat on you? What do you mean? I don't know. I did it. Fuck. And then it becomes, now it's on me to audit the quality of them. Like, god damn, it just never stops, dude. So it's all these fucking things, but fuck, I got off on a rant again. To get back to the, like, Kenzie's 15, about to start driving. You're gonna need money, dude. I've been on her ass for 2 years. You guys do school from home. You could be starting businesses right now, and all they talk about is getting their first job at Target and fucking what's the coffee place? Starbucks. Like, I think that would be a fun first job. I'm like, until you get the first guy that throws the shit at you because you didn't put his chai fucking whatever latte mix.
Oh yeah, dude.
It wasn't the right temperature.
It is a great first job.
so there's like the humility
really
aspect.
Develop that cynicism.
But I'm like it's like I'm trying to save them from the bullshit that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
Now that I know so much about the entrepreneurial world of like, dude, you could start something right now.
Yeah.
You're so worried about, I can't even get a job till I'm 18. I can't do this until I'm this old. You could be working for yourself right now, making so much fucking money by the time you're 18 that you don't have to work at all. Just start doing something. Like what? I'll give them 20 fucking examples of shit they're already doing around the house, and then show them places where, like, this guy's a millionaire doing the same thing. This girl paid her entire college tuition crocheting little animals and doing these little craft shows around her area. You could do that. You could do this. You could do this. Why don't you try that? Tiffany does the reselling of the clothing boxes. Auction a clothing box. You get it, pull all the stuff out, resell it, make more than you bought it for. You're making money. And I'm like, why don't you just do that? You like clothes. That's an interest of yours. You have an iPhone. You have a fucking iComputer, a Mac, whatever the hell it is, You have all the tools to do it. It costs you nothing. Well, I don't have the money for the box. Cool. Is that your only problem right now? Yeah. I'll buy it. I'll buy it, you pay back when you're done selling the first box. Done. Now what? I don't really like taking pictures of that. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's tough, like, because as a parent and just an adult person in the world, you are seeing the adults they will someday be. Like, you're trying to help them become responsible, reasonable people in the world with lives that aren't, like, under the thumbs of everybody around them.
Dude, yeah. All the things you value, you're trying to show them the skills to develop now to not have that happen to them. But in doing that, how many experiences am I robbing them of that would have built character points in places that really mattered.
Well, I think it's like, I think it could be a good idea. Oh, like, you think Starbucks would be a cool, fun job? Go find out. Because I promise you it's not. You know what I mean? But it's like, you don't even have to say that. It's like, go find out the value of entrepreneurship by understanding what it's saving you from. You know what I mean? But
But by the time they've done that, they've wasted the time that they had. Like you just said, we end up being slaves to our obligations that we built for ourselves. When people come out of high school and they're like, "Oh, I gotta have a nice car because then people will fucking think highly of me," and like all this dumb shit we tell ourselves when we're young. You just trapped yourself into a car payment. You just trapped yourself into buying expensive gas. I did it with a big ass truck, not even thinking, like, I could afford this truck. $300 a month, I could afford that. Got the truck. Oh, it's $500 a month in fucking diesel fuel, driving around an F-250 with a 8-inch lift on 40-inch tires.
Yeah.
That gets plus 6 miles to fucking gallon.
Yeah.
Insurance. Dude, right? So
yeah.
then I'm locked in. Oh, well, now I have to dedicate all my time to working a shit job or doing whatever just to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you didn't leave any time for growth. You didn't leave any path for success. My little brother, who's 13 years younger than me, but he's, not little. He's 22 or 23 now or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he just kind of left the house, finished, he graduated from college, got a job in Florida and left. And he's like, hey, man, like, any words of advice? And that's all I gave him, dude, was like, hey, don't trap yourself into a situation. Just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Having the cooler shit is not that important. Like, figuring out what you want to actually do with your life, not in terms of just making money, but like what would make you at least a little bit happy. Mm-hmm. Find a way to make that happen before you get yourself obligated to all this shit.
Yeah.
Because once you're in, dude, it's 10 times harder to climb the road while holding all the shit on your back than it would have been if you just accepted mediocrity leaving high school and college and be like, I'm cool having like a car that's not that great because I'll be figuring shit out. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to...
I mean, I don't know,
trying
man.
to show them the
Obviously,
road that I didn't go down. Like, this is pretty cool if you want to do it this way. So start something now. You're 15.
Yeah, dude.
And you have 3 years of developing that.
I totally understand where you're coming from. I think you're doing the best that you can do because it's not like you're trying to throw the VR out the window. You know what I mean? You're trying to make compromises, and I think that that's valuable. And obviously, I don't have children, so I don't have a leg to stand on at all. But
sometimes it's better perspective, though.
My only thought in listening to you speak is like, youth does not come back. Like, you only get one childhood. And when it's over, it's permanently over. That's all. You know what I mean? Just like, I think continue trying to navigate that situation as best you can, but just keep that part of it in mind.
Yeah. And I do try, like, dude, we don't like, well, you shouldn't be hanging out with your friends. You should be doing something that's
It sounds like you're trying. Like I said, you're not trying to.
Every other weekend at her friend's house and doing this, and we're going to the water park. We're going to go to the mall. Cool. See ya. We let her do all the shit. It's just the downtime, the being outside of school, mostly. Like, they'll finish their whole day's worth of school in 3 hours. Well, what would you be doing right now if you were still in public school? You'd be there till 4 p.m. no matter what. So what you finished at noon, you got 4 hours. What are you going to do? Watch Netflix. Dude, what?
That's the tricky other side of it too. Like, I mean, you might be doing everything perfectly right, because, and probably not because no one does, but like,
there's just so many circumstances.
They are living in a world that is nothing like our childhood.
Yeah. And
like, VR, that's new. What are the consequences of using it long term? We don't really completely know.
Right.
And like,
of any aspect.
Most of the stuff in their world are bits of technology that have major effects that, if are continued long term unchecked, we don't know where it goes. So it's probably good that you're at least trying to teach them that kind of self-awareness and self-management skills. That's huge. But it's just, the world is so different than it ever was for us, and it's just going to continuously be more and more different. And it's concerning, and it's tough because, like, all these other kids too, like, they don't have parents like you, most likely. So for them, they might be like living their lives in the most responsible way possible
for their
situation, but they're looking around seeing that no one else is living that life. And it's like probably really confusing.
For who?
For them.
Who's them? The kid or the parent?
The kids.
Oh.
Because they just don't have any sense of perspective. Like, that's what sucks.
That is a big thing. And I had told you,
like, if you don't give a kid a cell phone, but all of their friends have cell phones, as the adult, like, I'm trying to save you from social media and all the toxic shit that's on here.
Yeah.
But all they notice is everybody has this and I don't.
Yeah.
And it is unfair because, like, they don't know. They don't have the perspective to understand. I think at some point you just got to dig your heels in and be like, really cliched, like, you'll thank me someday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that.
I get to more and more. I hated that as a kid. Not so much those ones, but where I was willing to have. I wasn't just bitching about not having something or whatever. When they would tell me, "Hey, go do this."
Mm-hmm.
All right, why is that important? I was, super perceptive. I really wanted to know.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't give it to me. So with my kids, I try to micro explain down to the smallest amount. And I get a lot from Kinsey. Ivan's fucking 10. He's just like chasing butterflies and his brain's still dicking around. But Kinsey will come to me when things unfold in a way that I told her about it. And she will come back and be like, hey, this happened today. And I just want to tell you that I'm really grateful that we have these conversations. And, like, I understand
huge
why people are doing the things they're doing. Why this happened because we talked about it. I'm like, fuck, thank God that this is doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And we had talked about some relationships that she has and friendships she has, that she comes home and is like, man, we were saying this and fucking this happened. And I'm like, all right, why? Why do you think that happened? Why do you think they reacted that way? And I think it's really helping her, but it's going to help her only get to the point faster that I'm getting to now, where I realize you can't help other people. You can't help them to the degree you want to. Like when I said earlier, like when you get to the other side of something and you have that new perspective of, oh, damn, that's why I was doing these irrational, emotional things, because I wasn't focusing or fixing these parts of my life. And then you watch other people have those things and you're like, hey, want me to tell you how to fix that? Nobody fucking likes that, dude. They're like, yeah, how about you go fuck yourself? You're not perfect. Fuck off. Shut up. And you're like, oh,
right.
I really did want to help you.
It's just that I know. And I'm happy to share.
So it's hard, but she's even seeing that now, dude, at 15 years old. Like, what do you think I could say to her in this time when she would rethink of it? She wouldn't. You're attacking her foundation. And if she doesn't want to attack her foundation, you doing it just makes you the fucking bad guy. And it's not going to fix anything. They have to want it.
Yeah.
That is so hard to just constantly be in that.
Yeah.
Of like, man, I see everything that you're doing that I was once doing. Can I help you? Can I help you get over the hump? You're so unhappy. You're so stressed out. You're so all these things. I could show you with a few conversations. I could show it to you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
The magic glasses, dude. Did we talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
With the rules. Once you put them on, you can't take them off.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go back to the way it was before. Once you've seen it, you've seen it. And you can't put them on anyone else. You can't make them see it. You can't make them wear them. Fuck. What do you do?
It's tough. It's because even as a person, just even if you conceptually understand information that someone gives you, it's not yet embodied. It's not. It's something that you know, but it hasn't evolved into belief. And until you have the experience, it's the experience that you go through that you map that knowledge onto, that you go, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a different depth of knowledge. And it's really frustrating when it feels like that's all somebody needs and you just want to give it to them, and it doesn't really matter, because it's like you got to figure it out on your own.
That's the fucking worst, dude. It is like literally the worst thing
in
my life currently. Having people around you that you care for, that you're just like, we can solve this today. You guys want to do it? Yeah. No, shut up. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But what's important is that they know that you're a tool in their life, a resource that they can come to. And maybe they'll like...
I don't know if they know that.
They will when the time comes where they're like... Because right now you're trying to give them this information
unwillingly,
unsolicited. Yeah. Right? But at a certain point, they're going to be desperate for it. And they're going to...
Maybe.
And they will.
It took my mom 60 years.
Well, she didn't have someone to turn to.
How do you know that?
Presumably, I don't.
Nobody does.
Because you're an uncommon person. And that probably makes you an uncommon father.
But at the same time, I think everyone has run into those people. But if you didn't run into them at the right time, and that emotionally upset you or held up the mirror because that's who you were right then, you're not going to stay hanging out with this person. You're going to leave because that's uncomfortable. Now they're not in your life anymore. So it's not that people don't have the people. It's they probably met them at the wrong time. And they bounced. Somebody didn't. Somebody wasn't in the relationship.
It is tough, yeah. And it's like, and whatever your relationship to someone is, changes like the amount of information you take in from them. I don't really know how to word that, but like, for example, you know, I have these conversations with my girlfriend, and I'm trying to help her understand like the ways that she might be affected from like the trauma she experienced. She's never had therapy or anything like that. She's never like gone through the process of trying to process those things or overcome them. And I'm giving her what I know, what I understand to be true. I'm giving her whatever insights have been helpful for me. And she's like, okay, all right, cool. And then like a couple weeks later, she'll be like, oh, I just found out the craziest thing on this podcast. Like, it's so helpful.
And it was what you told her?
And it's what I told her. But it's like we're too close that it's like, it's almost like I don't know what it is, but...
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just...
Hearing it... I don't know why that's a thing. Hearing it from someone that you're overly close to does not hit the same way as you figuring it out yourself from someone who didn't care about you.
Right.
It was just out there and you processed
unbiased,
it.
Unbiased. Yeah.
Then you have to wonder. Because what you did is what I would call planting a seed.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the information. This is going to come back up and you'll be like, oh shit, this is what we talked about.
Right.
You know? And it is frustrating when you're the person that knows you gave them something.
I don't say anything.
I know. Like, okay. I don't either in those situations, but I'm just like, nice. I'm glad at least you're getting it.
Right.
But we just talked about this 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Fuck, man. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, it always seems like that. Like when you're kids, or when we were kids.
Yeah.
Your parents would tell you some shit, and you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But then you go hang out with one of your friends and their parents are saying something and you're like, that sounds true, man. You should believe that. They're not believing it because it's their parents, and it might have been the same thing your parents just told you.
Totally.
But it was a different influence.
Or like I have such a close relationship with my my grandmother on my mom's side. She's like the most profound person in my life. And then I'm like, what happened with my mom? Like, my grandmother has just endless bits of like wisdom that's so helpful.
But when did that start?
That's a good question, but also it's just lost sometimes on children. And I think my mom seems like she pushed really hard in the opposite direction. And I can kind of understand. I don't know if we talked about this before, but like when I first met my grandma on my mom's side, I was 12, and I thought she was really fucking mean. And she would call me out on shit that as a 12-year-old you're like, what, dude? Like, that is not normal, and it feels super Grandma. Uncool. Yeah. Makes you feel super vulnerable and seen. And I did not like her. And then I reconnected with her when I was like 19.
With not much in between that?
No.
Interesting.
No, and then I just made me realize that some people are really easy to respect as adults and nearly impossible to respect as children. That like I could not understand where she was coming from with her behavior and the way she spoke to me and it didn't feel like she was trying to teach me anything. It felt like she was just being cruel.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Do you think that's my biggest worry, is those things that I'm trying to teach you, because you're gonna understand it better later, but I want to over explain it the way it was never over explained to me, and I didn't get it.
I feel the same way. But what I'm trying to get at is like, because I had those two different perspectives with my grandmother, I can understand why my mom didn't
collect any of it.
Yeah, take her very seriously, because it probably, as a child,
felt like chastising instead of learning.
It felt like being oppressed and tyrannized, because like her mom is trying to teach her to be a human being, to teach her to grow into the adult that she could be. But like my mom went, fuck that, I'm trying to be a kid. And then I think retained a level of immaturity for longer than what was probably necessary, as a form of, I don't think it's conscious, but just as like a revolt.
Yeah.
To the force or the urgency that maybe she put on them. Because I guess my Bochan was really like militaristic, because my mom's dad was in the military, and they were like, had to make their beds every day like military style, and clean the house every single day. Like, there was a lot, for sure. And I think maybe that side of it canceled out, like what could have been the positive insights that could have been gleaned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's so interesting, though, to find, like, no matter what you do, it seems like you're failing at something with kids in general. Like, just...
Yeah, there's...
I knew this was really important, so I pushed it. Yeah, you pushed it so hard that they didn't do it anymore. They hate it. Oh, fuck. Me and Tiffany were talking about it today, where I just, like, I don't get... Dude, from childhood, like, everybody does the lemonade stand, right? That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Pour lemonade, hand them a cup. Then they realize the real parts of business, where you're like, no one showed up. No one gave a fuck. No one stopped for the lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, this is
your marketing strategy.
Yeah, this is shit. Like, I made 35 cents today. Like, that was garbage. So you have that part, but I never stopped there. I did the lemonade stand, but then I did the fucking fake drug scheme in school, where I was selling sugar pills because I wanted to make money that way, and then it was something else, and then
Yeah.
it was something else. I never stopped.
You were never thwarted by your own disappointment. Like, it just was like, well, what else can I do?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always just been what else.
That is a blessing, dude. Because not everybody has that. Some
But
people get easily defeated.
That's what's blowing my mind now, and what me and Tiffany were talking about earlier today, where she was like, some people just don't want that. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, look at the benefits of it. She's like, I know.
Like, don't want freedom? Right?
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You want to be a corporate fucking slave and have people be able to dictate, like, if you don't get this shot, no job.
Well,
what?
Well, what comes with entrepreneurship is a tremendous amount of responsibility, and when something goes wrong, there's no one to blame but you.
Correct.
So that's something that can be avoided. Not everybody wants that level of responsibility. And maybe just the responsibility over, like...
I don't want it either, but you gotta put it into the equation somewhere.
Yeah, what
do I not want all of this stuff?
Right.
Because I don't want to deal with this?
Right.
No, I still want the stuff.
Yeah.
But it's becoming apparent to me that, like, that's not everyone's route. And I remember telling her, like, the first time it really stuck in for me was when my stepdad, who also, when I think about it, is fucking weird. He's telling me all these things. The first thing he said that stuck out, like somebody threw a piece of paper in there and fucking stabbed through it into my brain. Like, it was, ugh. You will never be rich working for someone else.
Yeah.
Simple concept. Let me think about it. Well, that makes sense. If I'm working for them, they must be making way more than I am. Why don't I just do what they're doing and pay somebody else to do it for me?
Right.
It was the most simple fucking concept ever. Then I just started looking at people around me who were where I would want to be. Did you know Clayton?
Yeah.
Clayton's family moved in right next door to us in Tonopah, right, 10 acres away or whatever the fuck, but right next door essentially. Had the big horse ranch and everything. His dad owns a pest control company. His grandfather, so the dad's dad, owns an insurance company. And I watched these dudes have brand new trucks, fucking $200,000 horses that they're like running around arenas with as a hobby. Right. They have a fucking sand rail. They have a motorhome they take to the dunes. They have a wake boat, like the newest wake boat on the market, and they're going and doing all these trips whenever they want, and they can go to the dunes. And like, they had so much money they would invite me to the dunes, and they told me to just pick out a dirt bike one time and they would buy it for me. I'm like, that makes me uncomfortable. I'm can't accept that. Yeah. Thank you though. They just doing all this shit. I'm like, whatever they're doing is what I want to be doing. So what is that? And I had several conversations with them to like try to figure out business stuff and this and that. You know what I mean? It was always just so fucking obvious. You have what I want. What are you doing?
Right.
This. Oh. Well, I don't want to own a pest control company, but then my stepdad said that, I'll never be wealthy if I'm working for somebody. So, all right, I don't want to do pest control, but like he has a business and he has a different business and they're both fucking balling. So I need to have some sort of business.
Right.
And it was like the only fucking thing that made sense. But I'm also very practical and like, I want to be assured in my choices that I'm not going to be uncomfortable. Right. So I did the Navy thing to get schooling. So I knew I could come back to the plant and make at least $100,000 a year doing whatever. And I did that, while also side pursuing all this other shit. But I'm failing to see the disconnect with people that don't care about that. They don't value. You want to work a minimum wage job or just a job period when you really don't have to. You just got to work a little harder in the beginning.
I got to take a leak.
Don't do it.
So yeah, business, why would someone not want to be an entrepreneur? I think there's a lot of components to that. I think a lot of them are just like psychological, cultural. Like, our education system is kind of set up to be like, here's how you become a good employee.
Yeah, a slave. Here you go.
So people are pretty indoctrinated in that way of thinking. to begin with, and then they presume that, well, it takes a lot of capital to like start a business. How am I going to go about that?
I think the biggest one that I try to crush for the kids right now is that just like we talked about setting the goal that was fucking unachievable, so why even start?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does that, and I'm like, do you guys not remember me waking up at 4 a.m. and loading like my own tools that I already owned into the back of my truck, 2 solar panels that I was going to use that day, just enough wire to do this job. I didn't start and go buy a $8,000 trailer that I put $15,000 worth of shit in, and toolboxes and tools and wire, and then
you really have to
that was year 4. That was not day 1. Day 1 was like, if I saw me show up, looking back at it now, I'd be like, oh fuck. If I showed up to my house as I did day 1, I probably would have asked me to leave. Because I would have looked at me like, what the fuck rinky dink operation is this, dude?
That's hilarious.
But that's how. But also my prices now are 4 times higher than they were then. Mm-hmm. That has to be adjusted with it. So yes, you're correct. You cannot throw some shit, random junk in the back of your truck, and then want to charge $7,000 for a day's worth of work. You didn't deserve that. You don't have that knowledge yet. You don't have the tools yet to make that a thing.
You can't even appear as though you do.
Nope.
Right.
But if I come with a $20,000 fully stocked, wrapped, super nice trailer with a nice truck, all this shit, you'd be like, oh, these guys got it going on. They know what's going on. They've worked through the shit. That's where the value comes from. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times they look at it and they're just like, man, what? I was talking about that this morning again with Tiffany. I was like, dude, if these fucking kids would just take an interest in something that we've already laid out for them. Can you imagine coming out of high school and your dad owned a business and you were just like, man, it's kind of cool what you're doing. Like, would you mind if I just tagged along when I can and went on the jobs that I could go on and just learn what you're doing?
Yeah.
No, man, that'd be great. And you do a little father-son bonding thing. He teaches you everything he knows. By the time you're 18 and looking for your first job, you could run that business. Can you imagine having a fucking thing that you just jump right into, you've already been doing for 2-3 years and understand all the stuff, you've been shown it, it's good to go, no risk, and then you ask your dad, hey, do you mind if I make another one with you? Oh, cool. Or even I've told the kids, like, I don't want to be out in the sun doing these installs forever. I'll do this because it makes me good money for low time investment.
Yeah.
So for right now, that's what I'll be doing, but I don't want to do it forever. You guys can do this. If you want to buy the shit off of me when I'm done with it, and like, now it's yours.
Yeah.
So Justin's son, Aiden, is like, I think he's coming up on 17. He works at the Buckeye Public Pool there. It's like $15 an hour or whatever, and he's like stoked that he has $2-3 grand at the end of the summer in his savings account.
Yeah.
And then we did a job yesterday, and we got home at 1 p.m. We left here at 6. We got home at 1 p.m. With $6,000 cash. 6 hours. Can you imagine making in half a day at that age that much money? That's enough for a whole month for a kid.
Yeah.
That's way more than enough for a whole month. But like, you could be fucking balling out, partying, buy a nice car, be going to the mall with your friends every weekend, every day of the week. It wouldn't matter. These kids are homeschooled. Just take care of your school shit. You could be learning on the job with me, and then when you were 18, be like, hey, this is good money. I want to just buy it from you. Cool, you can have it. I'm on to something else. My podcast is working out. I'm doing YouTube. I'd rather dedicate more time to these things. We're out on the property in Missouri, whatever it is, right? And I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
Here it is. You can have it.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Like, dude, if someone had offered something like that to me,
yeah,
I would have fucking thrown up with excitement, dude. That somebody just gifted it to me. Put it right in my fucking lap.
Yeah, it's crazy how...
And then out of 2 families, we can't find anybody that gives a shit about it enough. Even though they see me I'll come in and I'll have an envelope of money. We're like, oh, how much did you make today, Dad? I'll fucking tell them like, wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah. Start a business. Do something.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
What? That's the part that just fucks me up. Like, dude, if I would have seen somebody coming home making that money and like, dude, it's lunchtime. You're already back? Yeah, I'm done. And I made more than you're going to make working at the pool for 3 months.
Yeah.
I made it half a day, and I'll show you and willingly give it to you if you want it. No thanks.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It makes me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that it makes me mad, but I honestly get like spiteful. Like, are you fucking joking me? But this is the good men create easy times, make weak men make hard times. You know what I mean? That cycle of
Well, I mean, it's partly that, but
they don't have the perspective of needing or wanting anything because I've provided it, so they don't value it until they leave and they're like, oh, whoa.
Well, also people value something in the same way that like we can't give people knowledge necessarily. Like they're gonna have to go through experience to really concretize certain ideas. In part because it's more tangible, it's more rewarding when it's coming from them and their life and their experience and their choices, and that's why it results, right? Like,
which is what I'm trying to foster when I tell them,
right? Yeah,
start anything. What do you like? You watch a lot of YouTube and you're watching VR videos. Hey, you play a lot of VR. Why don't you make some VR videos? You like doing it. Just hit record and record it. Do the work part that is the editing and put it on there and just see where it goes. I don't really want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't help you with that.
That's where, well, two things. One is like, Starbucks might be a good job because maybe she develops an interest in coffee and she'll understand some really basic components of how that industry works. And then she can start a cold brew business or something.
And yeah, right. And I'm not saying...
Where are you sourcing... Yeah, I'm
not shitting on, like, experience altogether. Like, don't have experiences other than what I'm telling you to have.
But don't believe that that's the only option.
Right now, it drives me crazy because they have literally every piece of the fucking puzzle. They just refuse to put the puzzle together. Yeah. You have all the time. You have 2 parents that are willing to bend over backwards to help you with anything you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
We have the capital to help get you started.
Mm-hmm.
You only go to school half a day. So that means you have even more time. The shit you do is from home. So you're already kind of in your place of doing a business if you wanted to focus on that.
Yeah.
And it's everything is right here for you. Just try something, please. Nah.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Well, yeah, I mean, the comfortable choice is the easier choice for sure.
So then I start getting like, do I start taking away comfort to force them to do things that are...
You just pretend like we had a power outage.
I'm not going to pretend shit.
You just shut the electricity off. Oh, what are we going to do? I guess we can't play any of our games.
Will you start the generator? Fuck.
Damn it. You do that to yourself. I also think that, trade jobs are super undervalued because...
Oh, yeah.
Because it's... Let's say you want to be a welder, you go to school, you get that skill, and now you can work under the thumb of somebody, but you have the skill, and if you don't like the way you're being treated one place, you just take that skill somewhere else. And then it's also on you how far you're willing to develop that skill, because you could go really far with it, and then you can make a lot of money working for somebody else, or you can use that skill and start your own business
and that's
with
where
that skill.
That's where I usually just go right with it.
So, you can go in any direction. Yeah, and that's what I would like to do with, like, the massage work that I'm doing right now. But it was important to me to work for the shittiest massage corporation, right? Because they're also the largest. So it's like,
those two things usually go hand in hand.
They know something. Yeah. But they understand there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned from the way that place operates and to figure out, okay, what's working really well for them? How are they sourcing these materials? And what would dramatically improve this situation, So that was really helpful. But
that's how it starts.
Yeah.
People that are driven like that will look at like, dude, why are we doing it like this? Is retarded.
Right, exactly. You could do it.
You could just do it this way and it would be so much better. Nope. Because the employees are just that. Mm-hmm. They're employees. They don't care enough to make the institutional change, or they don't have the permission to do it at a place of business that they don't own.
Right.
So you get to see all the things they're doing well, mm-hmm. and all the holes you could fill if you did it your own way, and that's when you go make your own thing. Cool. Yeah. Where it usually gets shitty, and you'll realize later on in business as you get further and further that the reason those things existed was because of scalability.
Right, yeah.
It'll end up being, I don't know what things you've seen or whatever, but it'll end up being like, oh, mm-hmm. when I wanted to open up my 7th location, this became a real issue, and the only way to do it is to kind of let this slip, you know?
That was like, when I was working at the restaurant, it's one place, locally owned, but it started to gain traction. As it's one place, like, the rules are pretty loose, As we start to bring on more staff, you got to tighten things up. But then we want to open a second location. I was like, now consistency is a major concern.
Oh yeah.
Especially if
you put
if
a
you're
little
working
more
with
salt
food.
in it,
yeah,
it's like somebody's gonna go to the other one.
They gotta be the same. Yeah.
We did that with this. There's a place in town here, a Mexican place, Cafe Rio. Mm-hmm. Dude, there was one on 99th Avenue. I'm like, this is the shit. Mm-hmm. Then they put one out here next to us on Watson, and I was like, oh, badass, dude. We went there. I'm like,
and what's going on?
Sucks.
What's going on is the cook at that one location
is legit,
and it's really hard to like.
And not to be fucking like a racist at all, but like the one on 99th. If you walk in there, like none of them spoke English. It was like the person in the front could handle the ordering, and it fucking tasted fantastic.
And then
all the kids here are all white kids in high school, and it tastes like shit.
Right, and then we worked at Taco Bell, where you see how this is just a piece things together process.
Yeah.
All those steps that could interfere with consistency are taken out of the hands.
They have to.
Of the workers. So then, the more you scale up, the more you have to make it a job that any stupid person could do.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't need a specialized individual to pull it off.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a lot of fantasies about like what kind of business I would start with my massage work.
Like feet rubbing.
Yeah. No, I thought it would be cool to open like a spa where like, because there's different massage modalities around the world, but it's like one spot where each room is a completely different themed like experience. Like this could be where you do the Thai massage in this room and it's themed in that way, I thought that considering more the experience of the place would be really interesting. But then the more I learn and think about it, I'm like, it is really hard to like turn a decent profit owning a massage place. Like I'm thinking about the place that I work at now. It's like you got to pay for the overhead, obviously, and then you need like on-site laundry.
Yeah, all the towels constantly and all the shit going.
They have a shower, which is what makes it legitimate as a spa. You need a mega water heater.
Yeah.
to these elaborate showers, right? And then just there's a lot of costs involved, and then you have to pay your therapists a competitive wage. Mm-hmm. And then it's like that's where it gets real tricky, because now it's really hard to pay someone decently. That's also going to cover all these costs of everything else
without having to charge so much for the experience that no one's interested anymore.
Right, and then you have like the the materials that you constantly replace and go through, like all the oils. You have a laundry service that comes and like delivers stuff. Like, yeah, it gets out of hand pretty quick. The profit margin's pretty low.
Yeah,
So it's just like, it sounds fun to do that, but also I'll probably be better just doing it on my own.
It's crazy when you look at all that's involved with scaling and then realize that it's not, in certain circumstances, it's not much more than just doing your own thing and keeping all of it.
Right.
Than having a location and bringing all these people. And that's where we're at with this business. Is like, we hold the value. Mm-hmm. There's no way to make it the McDonald's of solar. I can't just make a cheat sheet that's like anyone could fucking walk in and just scoop this scoop onto here. There you go. Take just this wire and run it exactly like this. You can't, dude.
It's all customizable.
Every RV is different. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody wants a certain thing. They might be really particular about how it needs to be done. And you need to be smart enough to make those changes work electrically, physically, aesthetically, and do it all. And then like, all right, I could train someone to do that. Anybody that could do that, how much money are they going to want?
Right.
They're going to be the people that could go work at Palo Verde and make $60 an hour.
It's specialized.
Yeah. Dude, it's fucking... We had a business in Phoenix, Tommy Camper Vans, reached out to us because they had a massive amount of people just walk the fuck out, and they were like, dude, we have 3 full van builds, like the van life shit. That's all they make there is those vans, Mercedes Sprinter vans. They're all
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those vans are legit.
They're like $150,000 to $250,000. They're beautiful, crazy. I'm like, holy shit. They're like, we have like 3 of them due this week and no electricians. We need you guys to like come out and do these installs just so we can get these out. And then they ended up hiring someone. But they're fucking... I knew they weren't going to want to pay what we do.
Yeah.
What we get paid.
Yeah.
Because it's not feasible for a business to pay their people like that. So we sent them a quote, and they're like, fuck, we can't do that. I'm like, I know. Sorry, we couldn't come to an agreement. About a week later, they called us again, and we're like, hey, do you think you guys could come do like a training course for our new hires to get them up to speed on all this Victron equipment and all this stuff you guys deal with daily and your shit? Okay. So we came, we met with them. Went down there, talked about what we could provide to them, and did all this stuff, and then came back and wrote up like what we think. We're training our competition. It's not going to be cheap. I don't want to. This is not a couple $100. The fucking owner was there, and he kept asking like, "So what's like your hourly rate?" You think? I'm like, this is not going to be an hourly rate thing, dude.
Yeah.
You can't relevate my 5 years of running this business into $100 an hour, $200.
No. Yeah.
Dude. So we used AI and like put together a whole fucking, a whole, like, what do you call those? Like a,
presentation?
Not an invoice, but like a proposal.
Oh, right.
We put together a whole proposal with AI, made it sound super nice and fancy, and what we were going to give them and all this shit. And it would be a 2-day course. The first day was just classroom stuff, make sure they have the understanding, electrical knowledge, component knowledge, all this stuff. And then the second day, we'll actually go out in your shop and we'll finish your builds. So we're giving you that for free. And we're holding your hands of your people that need that work.
Yeah.
And show them everything and how to do it, how to lay out the stuff. Because when we were there, I talked to the guy who was like hired days before that. And I was like, hey, so like, what's your background? You know, what do you know about this stuff? And he was like, oh, my background, I'm an electrician, but I did residential. I'm like, oh, so you pulled wire into like houses and stuff? Yeah. You've never done like inverters, solar, DC power, and AC power coming together, being made in the same platform? He's like, no. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
I can't give you what you need in even 2 days.
Right.
This would be weeks. And then you're still going to have to go through all the, oh shit, I shouldn't have put that there. I should have put it over here. I didn't realize the heat from this inverter was going to go up and hit this thing. And it's still... But we put together like something like $5,000 or something for 2 days to train however many people they wanted, which was honestly I thought was fucking generous. And they like sat on it for a week and a half, and then by the time they finally got back, I was like, all right, can you guys do it tomorrow? Dude, everything about what they were doing was like, no. We have schedules. We have all this shit going on. And we had told them while we were there, we're going to be gone the entire month of August. Out of state. So if you want this to happen, you need to let us know as soon as possible. They waited a week and a half, and then we're like, "Can you come in tomorrow?" No.
Whoa.
You waited too long. Now you get it. None. We can do it September.
Oh, somebody got in trouble.
And then they just didn't even respond to that. I'm like, all right, fuck you guys, I guess. But yeah, it's just, how did we get on that?
Just the complications of growing your business and everything involved, and scalability and all that.
Yeah. So the scalability thing, just like that. They want to. Oh, we just need to hire electricians. Good luck, dude. In a very specific field like that, massage therapy, any of that shit is like,
you get yourself into a pickle.
Yeah. And it's probably not easy to work your way out of that. It's probably not easy to find these people when they just get up and leave.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, scalability is always the problem, man. You either lose quality, almost always lose quality for quantity. But you have to ride that line of how much quality can I lose before I start losing customers.
Right.
And then you'll wheel it in from there, but it's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds easier to just fly solo and be the one responsible.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I've learned in doing stuff is to try to get, you obviously need to have the skills to back it, but try to get yourself into the upper echelons of whatever you do.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a massage therapist, be a massage therapist for the fucking Cardinals.
Yeah.
For the Yankees. Like, it's the same thing. But when you can work with wealthy people who don't clutch their dollars so hard, it's a lot easier to extract more value.
That was initially the reason for my move to Scottsdale. There's more spas out there,
and people, the intake of money there is higher, so people are willing to pay more.
Yeah, that's part of their lifestyle, so they're out doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Did it pan out?
Yes. I mean, I got into a better spa. Like, I'm gonna always be looking for a better opportunity. So I found a really ideal situation with the spa that I work at now, where I mean, I just basically have complete freedom, which means I can adjust my time however I want, you know, which is ideal for me because I want to start doing more private stuff.
Yeah.
And then I started working with a few private clients. One of them was like a professional baseball player. And I'm like, okay, this will be cool, like to that kind of a thing. But then we decided we were going to move back to the west side. And I just have a few different ideas of how I'm going to push my work in what direction I want to go with it. And I don't know if I love the Scottsdale vibe as much as I thought I would. You know, what's crazy is, like, working at this nicer spa, I work with people who are, like I said, it's just part of their lifestyle. And they're just like, oh, this is cool. Like, hey, what brought you in today? Because it helps for me to have some kind of direction. Are you in pain?
Yeah.
Is something going on? And I just thought it'd be fun. All right, cool.
Let me rub.
Yeah. But when I would work for Massage Envy, which was like terrible to work for, but the clientele were just, because they're just more general folk, you know, so grateful, and I could actually be genuinely helpful to that crowd, you know.
Did it seem like the people that came in there with a purpose versus
they had a problem? They had something going on.
Oh, okay.
They needed help, and they thought that service would be helpful, and for a lot of them it was, you know. Like, when I was working there, I would be at least like 5 to 10 times I'm working on somebody and they just break down crying because it helped them release, and it's meaningful to them, you know. And over here it's just like, you know, they're scratching their nose and it's like, what the hell, dude?
They came like it was like
I put a lot of
purchased a movie ticket and they were watching a movie and it was annoying them.
Yeah. Everything I do, I put all the effort into it that I can. and I'm always trying to get better, right? And so I don't need that to be seen or appreciated, but goddamn, it helps.
Yeah, it's nice when it is.
And so, like, if I'm going to put that much effort in to what I'm doing, I would like to be doing that work for the people who need it the most.
Yeah.
So.
Have you looked at places that do, fuck, I'm trying to remember one off the top of my head, but, like, I see them, like, pain and something center, or, like, you know what I mean? Where it'll be not just massage, but it'll be like physical therapy, massage, chiropractic, kind of all in the same deal.
Yeah, those are usually independent contractor type work. Generally, it's like a med spa type deal.
Like they don't have staff?
No, they do, but the massage, it's like a place. They have the physical therapist, right? And you have the massage therapist, but like you might get some trickle in work as an offshoot of what everyone else is doing, but it's not very consistent. It's not very reliable.
I just meant as like talking about ownership or entrepreneurship, opening a place like that would give you the clientele you were looking for. More.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in like trauma work. So, I know that there are some therapists, massage therapists who work with like clinical therapists. I think that something like that would be interesting. I have thought a few different ways of like how I could, pair this up with something that's more like in line with like self-care and self-awareness about self-care,
Yeah.
Like it would be cool to be partnered with like I said, like a mental health therapist, a nutritionalist, physical therapy, even that too. I just don't want to stray too far into the sports world because I'm not trying to like heal sports injuries.
Right. You're looking for mental medicine, not the physical side of it.
Which I've noticed in this industry is becoming more and more prevalent of a thing for people to seek out.
Which one?
The mental health side of things.
Really? I was just when we were out down at that wedding, the girl getting married, her brother is super cool dude. I talked to him. I want to have him and his wife on here. They're very much aligned with like spiritualness and.
This is that the people who got married?
No, her brother.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So we just were kind of like shooting the shit with them during that whole weekend, and he talked about this. He just fucking had these migraines for like months, just every day.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know what to do. I'll do anything. I'll entertain any fucking idea that gets rid of this. And he said that it was like there was some weird thing that he found. I don't even know how he found it, dude. But he was like, I literally went to this place. I think it was like a lady's house. And like she would just like lightly touch my head.
Yeah, it's called lymphatic drainage.
And he was like, I was so annoyed that I was paying good money for this. And then he's like, about 15 minutes in, I had my eyes closed and I was like, whoa. And she's like, what do you mean, whoa? Like, what are you seeing? What's happening? It helps me to know.
Yeah.
And because up to this point, he's like, this is fucking bullshit. This lady's milking me for my money. This is dumb as fuck. He's like, they literally were like barely touching me. It's like, what is this going to do?
Yeah.
And he said that colors, with his eyes closed, started like shooting across his plane of vision, right? Obviously, he's not looking, but he said with his eyes closed, it would just be like colors. And she's like, what are the colors? Describe the colors as they're happening. And he would tell her, and she would start touching another place. And he's like, oh, they changed. What was it now? And it, boom, did it again. And he said at one point in one of the sessions, he just fucking started bawling for no reason. He's like, dude, I don't know what happened, but like everything went white, and I just like took a deep breath and just started fucking crying for no reason. And he's like, that was like 5 sessions in a row. I just went there. She lightly touched my fucking my head skin, and I just started crying. And guess what? I've never had again. Fucking migraines.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Shit's crazy. And it's tough, like, in the world of, like, manual therapies because a handful of them are absolutely legit. Science backed, lots of studies have been done with them. And then a lot of them are totally
they're capitalizing
silly.
on the mud in the water of like, is this legit? And then they come in and they're like, I could touch your head and do some stupid shit, and it does nothing.
Right. Yeah.
That's everywhere.
But yeah, there's some weird ones. Like what you're describing sounds like lymphatic drainage, maybe craniosacral therapy. Craniosacral's related to the nerves, the nervous system, essentially. Craniosacral, so like that's your largest nerve pathways go through those areas. That's like what generally leads to those trauma release moments, where you, because you're physically holding a lot of trauma in your body, right? And releasing those elicits an emotional response. It's really strange.
It's fucking weird, dude.
It's super weird. Lymphatic drainage is a little bit more medical, where like it's a lot of light touch because your lymph system is pretty superficial, and all you have to do is like brush in certain directions in certain areas with certain patterns to kind of get those to drain. And my girlfriend was trained in lymphatic drainage, so I had her test it out on me a couple times. Crazy, because it does feel like what is this doing? But you start to feel it's causing like a lot of strange sensations that you are not expecting. I also had one called myofascial release. So this woman, I'm laying on a table fully clothed, and she just puts her hands under me and with my body weight pressing down is like scooping her fingers and pressing on specific areas. And that one felt pretty significant too. And actually, like physically, sometimes you feel sore after a massage. I never really have. After that, I felt really sore, like on all those spots that she was very barely touching.
Oh, it wasn't.
I felt like I've received like intense work.
Weird.
Yeah, super strange. But that's the fascia is, it's like a little bit more recently known side of our anatomy. Is it's like you have the skin and the muscle and the fat layers, and then you have fascia, which is like, it's like sheets of tissue, like viscous tissue that is like holding, it just plays a role in holding everything together, but it's more superficial than muscle. Like it's
I'm familiar from like the bodybuilding scene when they the contraction is important of a muscle for growth, but also stretching the fascia to make room for the new muscle growth.
Right, and that's where a lot of people get like their fascial layers get locked in certain positions, and releasing that can be very helpful for a variety of things. So there's just weird shit out there, and there's things I know less about. There's like acupressure, like it's like a Japanese thing.
Yeah,
it's crazy how every culture has a form of a manual therapy,
and that's also goes into my skepticism. It's like with like religious shit, like, oh, they're all kind of the same. You guys have the same story, but there's 80 of them.
But
why would I believe one over the other, or why would I believe any of them if they're all the same?
So then there's like Reiki. Have you heard of that one?
No.
So that's what's considered energy work, and I've received that before too, which is not even touching you, just and I'm like, this is bullshit.
I've seen that, and I've thought that same thing.
And as much as I love these manual therapies, I think it's bullshit. But I think it is helpful for some people because of the placebo factor to it.
Them believing or wanting to believe.
And the way that it directs your attention. Because let's say like, because as they're going through it, they are directing your attention to the areas that they're over. Like, oh, now consider your throat. And that might be the first time you've like considered very specifically your throat that day, or for weeks. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, now that I'm bringing my attention to these areas, something is happening,
Yeah.
But I think it's mostly placebo.
It's like breath work that we've talked about before, like always coming back to the breath, not allowing your mind to wander. If you really focus on anything, it can be beneficial to like at least realize things about it. Yeah.
I got trained in something called reflexology, which is like this concept of how like the entire body is related to the feet and hands because that's where your nerves end. And so you can affect the organs of the body through rubbing certain areas of the foot. There you go. It's a nice idea. And I think in a placebo way, it has worked for lots of people, but there's no science behind that makes any sense or can be replicated.
The last time I got a massage, we did like a lot of psoas work.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me that. It's painful.
Yeah, it wasn't fun at all.
It's a weird muscle.
And I thought I pissed my pants. It just like gave me this weird tingling sensation somewhere. I was like, oh no. Yeah. I think she was pressing on it and then having me on that side take my leg that was straight on the table, put my foot down on the floor, and then just slowly bend my knee and pull it up to me, which is activating it. And I was like, what the? I freaked out, dude. I thought I pissed my pants. I was like, dude, I gotta go. She's like, you didn't pee.
Well, yeah.
She like looked at me and knew what happened. Like, you didn't pee.
Your ureter runs nearby. It's a weird muscle because it's at the front of your hip and then it attaches
to your back,
to your spine. Yeah. In the back, so it's going through your like organs and shit.
It wraps under your hip too, doesn't it?
Yes.
Or around under.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was super weird having that happen. And then when I left there, dude, I got in my truck and I started driving and I just fucking forgot where I was. I got lost.
Yeah.
Driving home from Estrella Parkway. I was like, dude, I've lived here my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And I came to a stop sign and I looked around for a minute and I just put it in park. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that work can be very disorienting.
Weird.
Sure. Yeah.
Felt weird the whole day. I had to use GPS just to get back to the house. I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it seems like there's some out there that have some merit. But there's a lot of weird shit that I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can get in bed with that.
I'm down to try anything just to see what it's all about for myself. But yeah, there's just a lot of it out there. And, some of it is like with the Reiki stuff, it's just therapists whose bodies are hurting. They're like, what can I do that's like in line with this that doesn't kill me? I'll do Reiki. That's where those things really get a foothold and start to take off and turn into things because therapists are interested in them because it's non-physical, not physically demanding work. But I am going to try acupuncture here soon. I know like a handful of people who've received it and they all say it was really helpful. I'm skeptical, but like with this tension thing I was telling you about, like I'll try it. I'll see if it works. Even if it's a placebo thing, dude, if it helps me.
Yeah, who cares?
Hell yeah.
Who cares why it worked if it worked?
Yeah. So, anyways, I think we've gone on long enough here.
Yeah, it's starting to get sweaty.
Yeah, it's warm today.